What is going on, guys? It's Brother here, and I am back for another series of my worst to best. This time we are doing the warrior class, which, I'd say there's probably about, I don't know, probably all of them do good. There's certain ones, certain things, but yeah, I'll just get into them. So first up, coming in last place in the warrior class, unfortunately for me, because I do like this character quite a bit, is Bludgeon. So Bludgeon, I like Bludgeon a lot. I know a lot of people hate him, but I really like I do like Bludgeon quite a bit. I don't know why. Might be because he was one of my first 3 stars, so I do have a little bit of my heart for Bludgeon. But he's not bad. He's not bad at all. He's got bleed, quite a nice bleed actually. He's got armor buff as well, and he has stun as well, which is always very, very nice. So basically, his signature ability, when he misses with a melee attack, he gets critical, on mine 3-star one, it's 125.8% critical damage for his next crit, which is very, very nice. Yeah, he's got bleed, which it just goes really, really nicely with my mastery setup, because I absolutely love deep wounds, so it works for me. He's also part of the Swordmaster synergy with like Windblade, Drift, him, Dino Bot. I think Motormaster's included it as well, but I'm not sure on that one. But yeah, for me, get special free. Most of the time it stuns, but yeah, it's got a 73% chance to stun. So yeah, that's Bludgeon. Not a bad champion. I personally like him. I know a lot of people don't, but unfortunately he's coming in at the worst for me. So let's move on to the next bot, if my phone will actually decide to work. My next one is it's gonna be RC. RC again. She's not bad. She's got evade range, which is really, really fucking annoying. Me personally, because I like firing off range, hit them a couple of times, then going with a full combo. But yeah, RC. She's got headshot, which is it's basically just a more powerful bleed essentially. Oh, and special ability allowed her to gain a precision buff, which is basically crit rate, which is very, very nice. Her specials, her first one does increased range and increased fire rate, and 100% chance to bleed on her. 100% chance to bleed on critical hits, dealing attack over 4 seconds, 8.64%. This is on my 2-star. And 100% chance to headshot on the special 3, which I like doing a lot, because if your opponent's on low health and you use a special 3, it will either knock out the opponent, or the bleed or the headshot will, because it's a very, very powerful, especially with deep wounds. Basically, if you like warrior, you need deep wounds, because it just makes them so much better. Just apart from one, because I will get to him in a minute, because he actually doesn't bleed, which is probably like the signature of a warrior class, but one of them doesn't bloody bleed. But anyway, yeah, RC, she's good, got her uses, but yeah, there's just better characters in general in the warrior class. Next up, I'd probably have to go with Drift. Drift, he's good. I know in my alliance I think quite a few people use him in alliance missions just because of because of his crit. He gets crit damage and bleed, and he's got bleed as well. He gets deep focus as well, which is basically deep wounds. So combine him with combine him with deep wounds, you're gonna bleed the opponent to death pretty much. The only problem I have with Drift, which he's a very good character. The only problem with him is in order to get the deep focus and like the crit damage and all that, you have to get at least to get precision, the crit rate. You have to get 5 combo. Yeah, get 5 hit combo, crit damage, 10 hit, no, 10 or 12. I'm not quite sure. And bleed is not the bleed. The deep focus is 15, and the only problem with that is when you get hit by an opponent, but not if you're blocking. If you're blocking, you're totally fine, but if you get hit, the buffs all get removed, which is quite a pain, so you have to build it back up again. He also has the Swordmaster synergy, which is very nice. Yes, it's at 15 hits, it basically increases the duration of bleeds. So basically, with deep wounds, it increases the bleed and it increases the damage as well. So it increases the time and the damage, which is very, very nice. And always having a chance to bleed. There's a thing called an epic bleed. I did not know that, which was quite nice. So yeah, that's Drift. Very, 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 very useful in alliance missions. He's got he's got a lot going on for him, so that is Drift. He's coming in at number 3, I believe. Now, next up, I've had a really tough time flipping between these two. You guys know who they are if you play this game a lot. Been switching one to number 2, and number 1, and number 2, but I have settled for Hot Rod coming in at number 2. I love this guy. I love Hot Rod so much. He was my second 4-star next to Megatron, so I do have quite a good attachment to Hot Rod. It's such a shame the movie he is attached to kind of sucks, but I personally kind of like The Last Night. Anyway, he's got the deceleration buff. This Hot Rod, he's the perfect guy to deal with any evasion champion. RC, he can shut down the evading range, provided you can hit with a ranged attack with RC, because that's how you get the deceleration buffs on opponents. You have to shoot his gun. So basically, Sideswipe. I love using Sideswipe using Hot Rods against Sideswipe because it shuts him down. It shuts down barricades. Because Barricade 100% evades stuff apart from when he's blocking. So if you get Barricade on a block with Hot Rod, just fire a couple of gunshots. If you do get deceleration off, you're all good to go. And also Bumblebee, with his alternate, it will completely cancel it out, and then when you hit him again, it will refresh Bumblebee's evasion buffs. But if you just keep on just keep firing if ranged, you have no problems with evasion champions, which is why I used to take the evasion path when I was in PM22. I always brought in Hot Rod because I always dealt with the evasion path because I was pretty much the only one who would bring Hot Rod in. And his signature ability, Acceleration, it increases power flow on attacks 7 seconds, so he gets more power when you hit. And he also has a 30% chance to evade ranged attacks when he's got the acceleration buff, but that's only when this character is awakened. And he also have a crit rate which can stack up. I like when you get it, you hit him, you always get a crit for every time you hit the opponent, and it can stack up as much as you can to hit him until the first one, I believe it's when the first one expires for a certain time. So that ever triggers off, and I've got a special one, full combo, and then special one, dealing massive critical damage. Special 2 is also quite powerful, and his Special 3 is also quite good. So yeah, that's Hot Rod, best character in the game to deal with evasion characters. So, but that's Hot Rod, he's coming in at number 1, and not number 1, number 2, and finally, me personally, number 1 in the Warrior class is Bone Crusher. I didn't like Bone Crusher when I first picked up this game, but I started, when I got the my 4-star one, I was like, oh, I'll play around for a bit, because I already had my Hot Rod up 220, and I was like, oh, another warrior, because I like having a champion of each class that's really good, because I obviously already had Hot Rod. I was going to take him up to 330 when I did get a T3 basic, because they're quite easy to come by now, if you know what you're doing in this game. But I decided, because they just put deep wounds into the game, I did put a bit of those tier 2 mastery cores into, and it just made Bone Crusher a little bit better, and he's just got an amazing bleed. I'd say up there with Drift as the best bleed champion in the game. Not champion, best bleed transformer in the game. So his signature ability, when the opponent's bleeding, he gets a raised attack and power rate while decreasing the opponent, which is quite nice. And also, if you I believe if you get if the opponent hits you with a crit, they get a bleed off him, which is quite nice. Special 1, very good chance to bleed, a very powerful bleed as well. Special 2, they're a lot less powerful, they're about normal, the normal level. But you can stack a lot more. And Special 3, bleed, a very, very good one. Not as good as Special 1, but better than Special 2, and you can stack up like 2 or 3 of them. So basically, if you've got, troublesome opponent, just, bring in Bone Crusher, that's it. They're probably gonna get knocked out from the bleed. So Bone Crusher, he's just absolutely, I love him so. I just like Bone Crusher so much. He is, because I use him sometimes in Alliance mission, because the main 2 I bring in is Optimus Prime, the OG Optimus Prime, and Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, because they're like my favorite bots in the game. Aside from Soundwave, which he is my favorite. He's probably my favorite in the game, but I'll get to him when I do the techs. And I always switch out either like MV1 or Rhinox now, who I've got at 330. But I usually bring Bone Crusher just because of the bleed. He will shut down. There's some nodes that I have to tackle, especially that armor up one in map 3. Which, if I don't have my OG Prime, because he's knocked out, I will use Bone Crusher, just because of the bleed, because he can inflict it on his heavy, which is quite nice, so you can I spam the heavy sometimes at the start of the fight, just to get those bleeds off, and then, I will use the specials. So yeah, Bone Crusher, good crit rate, good bleed, overall, for me personally, the best warrior in the game. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Next up in the Worst to Best series will be, let's have a look, what's next? Will be the Tacticians, and I shall upload that video, or record it when I can, because I'm very busy with work at the moment, so I'll see you guys in the next video.